as the slide number, the date and time, or custom text to the footer area of every slide in a presentation using the header and footer dialog box. Click the Insert tab. In the text group on the Insert tab, click the Header and Footer button. The Header and Footer dialog box opens with the Slide tab displayed. In the Header and Footer dialog box, click the Footer checkbox. In the preview area of the dialog box, the bottom center bar is highlighted to indicate the footer placement. Click in the footer text box and type Carter Overview in the footer text box. Click Apply to All. The footer is applied to all slides in the presentation. You can add information such as the slide number, the date and time, or custom text to the footer area of every slide except the title slide in a presentation using the Header and Footer dialog box. Click the Insert tab. In the text group on the Insert tab, click the Header and Footer button. The Header and Footer dialog box opens. In the Header and Footer dialog box, click the Footer checkbox. In the preview area of the dialog box, the bottom center bar is highlighted to indicate the footer placement. Click in the footer text box and type Carter Overview. Click the Don't Show on Title Slide checkbox. Click Apply to All. The footer is applied to all slides except the title slide. You can add a footer with an automatically updated date and time to every slide in a presentation using the Header and Footer dialog box. Click the Insert tab. In the text group on the Insert tab, click the Date and Time button. The Header and Footer dialog box opens with the Slide tab displayed. In the Header and Footer dialog box, click the Date and Time checkbox. In the preview area of the dialog box, the bottom left bar is highlighted to indicate the date and time placement. Click Apply to All. PowerPoint adds a footer with an automatically updated date and time to all slides in the presentation. The slide layout controls the arrangement of content placeholders on a slide. You can change the slide layout after text and objects have been added using the Layout button. In the Slides group, click the Layout button. The Layout gallery opens. The current layout is Title Slide. Click the Title and Content option. PowerPoint applies the title and content layout to the slide. Using the New Slide arrow in the Slides group, you can insert a new slide with a specified slide layout, and it will appear after the currently selected slide. In the Slides group on the ribbon, click the New Slide arrow. In the New Slide gallery, click the Comparison slide layout. A new comparison slide appears immediately after the selected slide and is now the current slide. You can zoom in on a slide to view the details of a chart or object and zoom out to see the whole slide. To do so, use the Zoom button on the View tab, or use the Zoom controls on the status bar. Position the mouse pointer over the Zoom slider on the status bar. Press and hold the left mouse button as you drag the Zoom slider to the left until the zoom level percentage is 50%, and then release the mouse button. PowerPoint decreases the zoom level as you drag the zoom slider to the left. The zoom level percentage appears on the status bar to the right of the zoom slider. You can apply a professionally designed theme to your presentation using the Themes gallery. The theme changes the appearance of the slides, but not the content, so you can apply a theme to new or existing presentations at any time. Click the Design tab on the ribbon. In the Themes group, click the More button. The Themes gallery opens. In the Office category, click the Basis theme, the second option in the third row of Office themes. The Basis theme is applied to all the slides in the presentation. Although most presentations use a single theme, you can apply a different theme to one or more selected slides to emphasize them. Select Slide 3. You want to change the theme for only this slide. Click the Design tab on the ribbon. In the Themes group, click the More button. The Themes gallery opens. The Office theme is highlighted because it is currently applied to the entire presentation. In the Themes gallery, in the Office section, right-click the Basis theme, the second option in the third row of the section. A shortcut menu appears. On the shortcut menu, click Apply to Selected Slides. The Basis theme is applied only to Slide 3 in the presentation. Once you have selected a theme, you can change its colors to achieve a desired effect, such as coordination with your company logo. To customize the theme colors, you use the Variants group on the Design tab. click the Design tab on the ribbon. In the Variants group, click the More button. The Variants gallery opens. In the Variants gallery, point to Colors. The Color gallery opens. In the Color gallery, click Blue Warm. The presentation theme colors change to reflect your selection. PowerPoint provides a variety of animated transitions that control how a slide enters and exits during a slideshow. You can apply a transition to a single slide or to multiple slides using the commands on the Transitions tab. Click the Transitions tab on the ribbon. In the Transition to this slide group, click the More button. The Transitions gallery opens. In the Exciting category, click the Drape transition. A live preview quickly shows the applied transition. A star appears under the number of the second slide on the Thumbnails pane, indicating that a transition is applied to that slide. Once you've applied a transition to a single slide, you can apply it to all the slides in a presentation using the Apply to All button in the Timing group on the Transitions tab. Click the Transitions tab on the ribbon. In the Transition to this slide group, click the More button. The Transitions gallery opens. In the Transitions gallery, in the Subtle category, click the Cover transition. A live preview quickly shows the applied transition. A star appears under the number of the first slide in the Thumbnail pane, indicating that a transition is applied to the slide. In the Timing group on the Transitions tab, click the Apply to All button. A star appears under the number of each slide in the Thumbnail pane, indicating that a transition is applied to all slides in the presentation. After you apply a transition to a slide, you can adjust how long the effect should run using the Duration command on the Transitions tab in the Timing group. Click the Transitions tab on the ribbon. In the Timing group, in the Duration text box, click the number. Type the number 5 in the Duration text box and press Enter. The transition duration is changed to 5 seconds. After you apply a transition to a slide, you can modify it by applying one of the effects available for that transition. To do so, you use the Effect Options button on the Transitions tab in the Transition to this slide group. Click the Transitions tab on the ribbon. In the Transition to this slide group, The wipe transition is selected because it is already applied to this slide. In the Transition to this slide group, click the Effect Options button. The Effect Options gallery opens. The current effect, From Right, is highlighted in the gallery. You want the transition to appear from the top left of the screen. In the Effect Options gallery, click the From Top Left option. The Effect Options gallery closes, and PowerPoint displays a preview of the From Top Left Transition Effects option. If you need a specific content placeholder on a slide, you can add it to the slide master. You can also insert specific placeholders for text, pictures, charts, SmartArt, tables, and other media options. Any changes you make to a master will be available for any slides generated from that layout. Click the View tab on the ribbon. Slide 2 has a title placeholder as well as a content placeholder on the left. There is no content placeholder on the right half of the slide. In the Master Views group, click the Slide Master button. The Slide Master tab becomes active on the ribbon. The Slide Master for Slide 2 is selected in the Thumbnail pane, and the master appears in the Slide pane. In the Master Layout group, click the Insert Placeholder arrow. The Insert Placeholder gallery opens. In the Insert Placeholder gallery, click the Picture option. The Insert Placeholder gallery closes and the mouse pointer changes to a crosshair. In the Slide pane, click a blank area in the right half of the Slide Master. A picture content placeholder, which can be moved or resized, appears on the Slide Master. You can add pictures to your presentation to help convey your message visually. To insert a picture from a file, you use the Pictures icon in a content placeholder. In the Slide pane, in the Content Placeholder, click the Pictures icon. The Insert Picture dialog box opens. The default folder contains the doctor-tablet.png file. In the Insert Picture dialog box, click the doctor-tablet.png file. Click the Insert button. PowerPoint inserts the picture onto the slide. Before you distribute a presentation, you should consider removing certain types of information, including comments from collaborators, ink annotations, personal information, accessibility issues, off-slide content, and presentation notes. Using the Document Inspector, available in Backstage View, you can check for these issues and easily remove any unwanted information. Click the File tab on the ribbon. Backstage View opens. Notice that the author's name appears in the list of document properties on the right side of the info pane. In Backstage View, in the Info pane, click the Check for Issues button. The Check for Issues menu opens. On the Check for Issues menu, click Inspect Document. The Document Inspector dialog box opens. You can use the checkboxes to select the types of content that should be inspected. You will leave all the checkboxes selected. In the Document Inspector dialog box, click Inspect. PowerPoint inspects the presentation file and finds document properties and personal information that you may wish to remove. These can include the author's name and other personal details which you may not want other users of this document to see. In the Document Inspector dialog box, next to Document Properties and Personal Information, click Remove All. The Document Inspector dialog box confirms that it has removed all unwanted information. Click Close. PowerPoint closes the Document Inspector dialog box and returns to Backstage View. The author's name has been removed from the presentation, which can now be distributed without this unwanted information. Once you apply an animation to an object, you can define a trigger for it, which determines when the animation will begin playing during a presentation. For example, you may want to trigger an animation when you click an object, or when a video on a slide reaches a bookmark you've assigned as the trigger. Select the picture. Click the Animations tab on the ribbon. The number 1 at the upper left corner of the picture indicates that an animation is already applied to the object. You want this animation to be triggered when you click the title while delivering the presentation. In the Advanced Animation group, click the Trigger button. The Trigger menu opens. On the Trigger menu, point to On-Click of. The submenu opens, listing the objects on the current slide. You can select any object to be the trigger. On the Trigger submenu, click Title 1. The menus close, and the animation sequence icon next to the picture changes from a